Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And we are doing another base game only home, but this time it is a modern home, which is not me. That is not me. All of my base game homes have been just like standard suburban homes, just very cozy, kind of like this traditional kind of contemporary interior design style, if you want to call it that. And I said, you know what? I need to give these people a modern base game home. I had been working on one on stream over the course of like 3 or 4 weeks. It is still not done because I am so not even scatterbrained. I jump from one thing to another because I just kind of go with whatever I'm feeling like at the time. So whenever I'm streaming, it's not usually The Sims 4. I usually want to play other games. So I've played like Stardew Valley, Little Nightmares 2, which is horrifying. We've also done some BioShock and stuff like that. We play the old Harry Potter PC games, which is so much fun. But I don't actually build in The Sims that much on stream. So what I'm trying to say is we were working on a base game, modern base game home on stream, and it's still not done. And I was like, you know what? People have been asking me to do a modern base game home because all of my base game homes are just suburban, like I said. And therefore, I went on Pinterest and I decided to look up some modern homes for inspiration. If I can find the picture for this one, I will put it in the video in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. If I cannot find it, I feel like it'll be super easy for you guys to find because all I searched was like modern suburban exterior or something like that. However, whenever I search those things, I get different results and I haven't been able to find it yet. And I didn't save it to Pinterest. So I am sorry I don't have the reference image, but the exterior is pretty much identical to what I was seeing. I also tried to do these little wood details with some debug pieces of wood and using the tool mod. However, I ended up deleting them because I really just, to be frank, felt a little lazy and I didn't want to do it on every glass roof piece. It would have just been this one and the one to the left hand side of that little bump out there, but I just didn't do it because I realized what I could do is just use a different kind of glass roof to kind of have the same effect. And I also tried to keep the landscaping a little bit more simplistic. I have never in my life, aside from this, and maybe I think I tried it with my coastal tiny home, those low-lying, they're not even considered flowers, I don't think. Technically in the category, I'm not sure, but it's literally grass with just a little bit of like tiny flowers in them, just little tiny flowers. And I was sitting there like, why don't I use these as low-lying plants? Why don't I do this? I have never used them in my life. And of course they are base games, so I was very excited to use them here, and trying to kind of figure out how I wanted the rest of the lot to look was a bit challenging because I have said this time and time again. The modern style of building is not my preferred style. I don't think I'm very good at it, and I really don't know how to work with the aesthetic. Like, I don't know how to work with that style, especially when it comes to landscaping and other aspects like fencing or, I don't know, just really decorating the rest of the lot. It was just totally uncomfortable to me, so I tried my best, and hopefully you guys do enjoy it. You can, of course, make any adjustments that you see fit, but I thought that it actually came out pretty well. Also, if you are hearing noises, they are doing construction, at least it sounds like, in the apartment that is next to me. If you hear any crashes or like buzzsaws or anything, I'm going to try my best to pause in the voiceover and go ahead and get that stuff out of there. But if you hear it, just a heads up. But we are pretty much almost done with this exterior now. I put a debug car there, and I also started to work on the backyard. I'm not sure if I actually finish it now or if we do it later. I think we end up going into the interior now. I do that a lot, is where I kind of flesh out the structure. I kind of do the front yard to the best of my ability. I might try to shape or frame the backyard, but I usually save it until the end just in case I need to make any adjustments to the actual structure itself, which luckily I didn't have to do. However, the floor planning for this build in particular was really hard. I also did an open concept downstairs, which I've been doing a little bit more in builds. If you guys have noticed, I'm trying to kind of stretch my wings a bit, but it was a little bit difficult. This layout was a little odd to me, but I do really, really like it. And right up front, I used a lot of custom artwork from the gallery. So I used a handful of different creators' work. I'm going to try to link all of their gallery IDs in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check out their custom pieces of artwork as well. And just so you guys know, this is not flagged as custom content. So that's what's great about those custom pieces of artwork, is they are base game friendly. and there is absolutely no issue with you guys going into the gallery and downloading them yourself if that's what you would like to do, and kind of explore some of their other creations. But that really helped me make this base game home, I think, a little bit more unique. I think the style was unique to me, and the thing that usually stops me, like more often than not, what kind of stops me when I'm doing a base game build is that we do lack a lot of artwork. I think that's versatile. Do you know what I mean? We have a lot of specific styles with base game. I've talked about this before. So it was a little bit difficult for me to use the artwork that we have in game in a way that I thought really fit the aesthetic for what I was going for on the interior. So that was actually really fun. Like I said, I will try to link each creator down below in the description, and that way you guys can check out their custom pieces of artwork on the gallery that are base game friendly. But the first thing that I do here is work on the kitchen. As you can see, I did a few open shelves and cluttered them up with books and flowers and other little, oh man, I was about to say doodads. I'm just going to say it. We're going to have to go with doodads because I can think of no other word here. But I also use those bar stools that we recently got in the 21st anniversary update, as well as this console table in the front. So the bar stools are created by Hey Harry, and that console table was created by Peacemaker CC. Those are the only two creators that I'm super familiar with, so if I use anything else and I don't remember the creator, I sincerely apologize, but just know that we got those 21 items in the most recent base game update, which is really exciting. And now I am pulling out some of the custom pieces of artwork that I laid out in the backyard off camera as rooms. That's how you download these things, by the way, is they're usually listed as rooms on the gallery. And I was just kind of plopping them where I thought they might work, and I love them. I love them a lot. I used a few other ones that were city specific and country specific, so it was kind of like, here's a advertisement for going to Amsterdam or something, and typically I won't do that. This is the first time I have ever used any piece of artwork or really any object in The Sims that had the English alphabet, like the English language on it. I usually prefer Simlish, but for those I kind of made an exception because I just really liked them. And honestly, the words were kind of hard to read anyway, so I just ignored it. But we have pretty much finished up the kitchen and the little dining section. And here I used the platforming tool to create a small platform for the fireplace, which I thought was so pretty. It just separated it just enough, and of course my sim was able to go ahead and light the fireplace with zero issue, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, my only complaint, I think, with this build was that I felt as though we were lacking curtain options that fit this style for this wall height. So this downstairs is the medium wall height. I believe upstairs we stick with the short wall height. But down here, I had to just use some random blinds because we did not have curtains that I thought fit at all. And here I am grabbing some more custom artwork to put over this desk. I put a few more all around downstairs. I think I also use a few upstairs as well. I really liked that reading nook I put underneath the stairs too, because I didn't really know what to do with that space. I just knew that I wanted the stairs to be open, and I think I end up putting a railing because let's just look at that now. That is not safe whatsoever. But I just kept the downstairs very simplistic because I thought there was kind of this sense of elegance to it being so simple. I didn't want it to be overcluttered. I thought that with a build like this, I wanted to just go very minimalist. That's the way to say it. I wanted to go fairly minimalist. I think the most clutter that you'll see is really in that kitchen, and I believe I make an office upstairs too, but it's closed off. You know, it's not where you would have guests going to visit, so it's a little bit more cluttered as well. But I'm taking a few more of these kind of city skyline photos, and I'm framing them up the stairs to kind of make a bit of a gallery wall leading upstairs, which I thought was really pretty. Now, I am going to be very upfront and say that I did realize that when I go up to the second story, which we're going to do right now, I make a very open staircase. And what I tried to do was use the trick where you basically lay out a fence in front of the stairs and to basically section it off from where you wish the stairs to lead to, and then you delete the floor and then remove the fence. However, when I removed the fence from in front of the stairs after removing the floor, it deleted the stairs altogether. So apparently that trick doesn't work anymore, and therefore when I was playtesting this, that open staircase does not work. and I did not want to change the design at all. I thought it was so pretty and it worked so well, and therefore I wanted to let you guys know ahead of time that that is an issue. I identified it in playtesting and I don't know how to fix it, so if you know how to fix it, please feel free. Other than that, you might have to make adjustments, and you also just may have to teleport your Sims up to the second story, which isn't the end of the world, but I know it's not ideal, and I don't know when that glitch started happening again, because I was able to make that work once the latest update, like the second to last update happened. I popped back downstairs as well to do the bathroom, which was very, very simple. There are 2 full bathrooms upstairs and a half bathroom downstairs. They're all pretty oddly shaped, to be fair. I wasn't necessarily comfortable with how oddly shaped the one downstairs was. I was hoping it was going to be able to be a full bathroom, but the way in which I had to, well, at least that I wanted to lay out the dining room, it just did not work. So this is one of the full bathrooms upstairs, and it is an ensuite to the master bedroom, which I was very, very pleased with. The master bedroom too is a little unique because I used a bed that I despise. I despise this bed. I really, 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 really do. Especially in the swatch that I used, I really, really don't like it. But the custom artwork that I used and the creation of a brick accent wall actually made me like the bed. So that was a very odd occurrence for me. There really isn't much that will make me change my mind on a particular object, but when I actually saw it with some of the adjustments that I made, I was like, oh, it's actually not that bad. I kind of like this. It was very weird for me, but this is the bed that I end up choosing. It's just very neutral. I think the whole color scheme in this build is fairly neutral. There's just some pops of more muted colors, such as like the blues downstairs and stuff like that. But the master bedroom, I ended up really liking. I did. I may not like the bed, or at least I didn't like the bed. I kind of like the bed now, but I actually really didn't like the master bedroom, like I said, until I added the brick accent wall too, which I end up putting right behind the bed, and then there's 2 pieces of custom artwork. I also took one of the mirrors, that of course from base game, because it's a base game only build, but I used the tool mod to actually make it horizontal instead of vertical, and I was so happy. So if you guys have not played around with the tool mod yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It was fairly easy for me to start learning. I mean, I was a little bit intimidated because I knew that this tool was, or could be, complicated, but I use it very simplistically, and also I'm starting to hear more construction upstairs, so we might have a little bit of an intermission in this voiceover. But this is the custom artwork that I chose as well. I want to say that those are some form of buffalo. I am not sure, please don't quote me on that. But now we are moving on to one of the other bedrooms. So this is a child's bedroom, and I was thinking that this family had a daughter specifically, and I think that she is very into high fashion. And I don't know why I was thinking that. I have no idea. I think she's only like 8 or 9, but I feel like she already has a favorite brand of like clothing. She's also very interested in makeup and stuff like that. And the parents don't really know what to do with it quite yet, but it's starting to shine through in how she decorates her room, because her room is very simplistic as well. Granted, the whole house is, but I was thinking that this was specifically her choice. And I was so thrilled to be able to use that new mirror that we got with the update too, because it's just perfect for kids' rooms in my opinion. I end up putting it right between this desk and the door here, and she has her own desk as well, which I thought was really nice. I don't recall if I give her her own computer. I don't think I do. I think I just wanted her to have a space to maybe journal away in her diary, or I don't know, sketch new fashion items that she really likes or that she'd like to create in the future. Like, this is literally her passion. That's what I'm thinking. And yet when I put this decorative item there with just the sweatshirts, it's maybe a little bit contradicting. I don't know. But I also think that she really enjoyed guitar. And now we move on to the other, what was supposed to be a bedroom, but then I decided to actually just make it an office space. I know that there's the computer desk downstairs, but I'm thinking that that's more so like the family computer, and maybe one of the parents really just needed their own office space to work from home. I'm not quite sure what the parents do. I'm not really sure what their interests are. I didn't delve into their personalities as much as I did the child's, but I liked the little office. It was a little bit too small, at least for me, to be able to make it into another kid's room. Considering how big the daughter's room was, I thought it might be unfair to make it another kid's room. And I just didn't want to make it a toddler's room because that is what I was inclined to do. And I was like, you know what, do something a little bit different. Make an office or something, please. Please fight the urge to just do the same thing over and over again. But I am glad that I decided to make it an office because I thought it came out really, really, really cute. And then we move on to the backyard where I do give them a small pool. And I want to say that they actually have an outdoor dining space as well. Again, kind of sort of struggled with the landscaping. I laid it all out and basically just sat on it to be like, am I going to enjoy this in about 30 seconds when I look at it again? And I did end up liking it, but there really isn't too much going on in the backyard. One of my, if you want to call it a complaint with base game, is that there aren't a lot of activities for outside. Like there aren't a lot of things for your Sims to do. We got pools in like an update after base game was released. We have, you know, grills and gardening plots and stuff like that, but I didn't think gardening was really what this family was into. So they have a pool and just the outside dining set on the back porch, but that is pretty much it for the build. I hope you guys enjoyed a rambly voiceover and hopefully hearing the construction somewhere in my apartment complex, but I will catch you guys next time I post a video and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
As